Have you ever wondered why the older we get, the harder it is to sleep deeply? Every night I turn over a few times, open my eyes to look at the clock and see that it's only 2 a.m. And the next morning my body is tired, my head is heavy as if covered in fog, and my heart is beating faster than usual. Many people think it must be because of old age. But in fact, inside the body, there is an organ that is silently calling for help: the kidneys. When you sleep, your kidneys also get to rest. It pauses its continuous blood filtration intensity, slowing down to repair and regenerate cells that have been tired all day. But if your sleep is short, fitful, or frequently interrupted, your kidneys never get that chance. Did you know every hour you lose sleep is every hour your kidneys have to work in the dark? And when the kidneys work without light, that is, without deep sleep, they have to filter blood with less oxygen, less energy. Over time, the creatinine index increases, a sign that the kidneys are overloaded. I remember a patient, Linda, 64 years old. She said to me, "I take supplements, eat healthy, exercise, but why do doctors still say my kidneys are getting weaker?" I asked again, "How many hours do you sleep each night?" She smiled sadly, 5 hours, sometimes 4, and that was the answer. No supplement can replace deep sleep. Your kidneys don't need too much nutrition, they need rest. If you're tossing and turning tonight, don't force yourself to sleep. Try turning off the lights earlier, listening to some soft music, or soaking your feet in warm water for 10 minutes. Then take a deep breath as if you are thanking your kidneys for silently serving you for so many years. A good night's sleep is not only a reward for the mind, but also the most natural medicine for the kidneys, free. No side effects. You know, your body has its own soul. When we treat it gently, it will heal us in a way that medicine cannot. So tonight, don't go to bed with worries. Let your kidneys rest as if you are giving yourself a gift of peace and recovery. Have you ever had a late dinner and felt heavy in the stomach, had trouble sleeping, but comforted yourself that it must be because of old age, slow digestion? Actually, it's not just your stomach that is tired, your kidneys are also silently suffering. The kidneys are like diligent cleaners. During the day, it filters out all the waste we put into our bodies, from food, medicine, even stress in our heads. But when you eat late, especially when you eat protein-rich foods like meat, eggs, and milk, your kidneys don't get a break. The whole body is ready to sleep, but your kidneys still have to work overtime. You know, at night is when your body enters repair mode. Every organ slows down to recover, the heart beats slower, breathing is more regular, blood pressure is more stable. As for your kidneys, if you eat late at night, they don't get a break. Instead of regenerating cells, they have to continue filtering out protein waste, urea, creatinine, and a series of compounds that they already have to deal with during the day. And so on, night after night. The kidneys don't get to recover, and gradually their filtering ability weakens. I remember a 67-year-old man named David once told me, "Doctor, I eat healthy, just a small habit. I eat a snack before bed, a little milk and eggs." But it was that little that made his creatinine increase year by year. After I advised him to eat dinner earlier, only eat light vegetable and fruit soup, after a few months his kidney index decreased significantly. He told me, "I didn't expect that just by eating earlier I would feel lighter, sleep deeper, and wake up without a heavy head." Actually, our body doesn't need too much to be healthy. It just needs to be treated kindly at the right time. Dinner is not to be full, but to be light. Light to sleep well, light to rest the kidneys. Light so that when you wake up tomorrow morning, your body will thank you with comfort, not fatigue. So tonight, if you are holding a spoon preparing a late meal, remember inside you there is a small organ that is whispering, "I have been working all day, let me rest a little early." Let dinner end before 7:30. Let your kidneys sleep with you, because sometimes the body's revival begins not with medicine, but with a light, punctual, and grateful dinner. Have you ever noticed how you breathe? Most of us breathe quickly, short, shallow, and never pay attention to the simplest thing, breathing. But there is one thing that few people know. Your breathing can be telling you the condition of your kidneys. When you are stressed, angry, or anxious, your body immediately contracts. Blood vessels constrict, your heart rate increases, and blood flow to your kidneys is reduced. The kidneys, which need a steady flow of blood to filter waste, are now suffocated. If this condition persists, creatinine in the blood will increase, because the kidneys no longer have enough oxygen to work properly. You see, just a quick breath can put our bodies into a state of stress without us even realizing it. I once met a man named Robert, 70 years old, who had been a driver for more than 40 years. He said, "All my life I have only known how to run cars, run by the hour, run by life." And then he developed high blood pressure. Creatinine gradually increased. The doctor said, "If it doesn't change, I may need dialysis." His change started with the smallest thing, breathing. Every night he sat by the window, closed his eyes, took a deep breath in through his nose, held it for a moment, then exhaled slowly through his mouth. He said, "I thought it was just a way to relax, but after a few months my blood pressure was more stable, I slept better, and my creatinine index also decreased." Sometimes the body doesn't need big things, it just needs you to stop and breathe with it. You know, breathing is the connection between body and mind. When we breathe deeply, our kidneys receive more oxygen. When we breathe slowly, our heart beats less irregularly, our blood pressure decreases, and our whole body feels like it is distressed from within. Just 6 minutes a day, you can make your kidneys happier. No machines, no drugs, just a full breath. Tonight, before going to bed, sit still, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. Breathe in, feel the air pass through your chest. Breathe out, let go of all the fatigue of the day. Remember, every peaceful breath is a gift for your kidneys. The older we get, the more we understand that. It is not wealth, but the peace in each breath. That is what helps us live longer, healthier, and more peacefully. There are evenings when it is cold, our feet are numb. We just want to sit down, soak our feet in a basin of warm water. Feel the thin steam rising, seeping through each toe. It is not just a pleasant feeling, it is a way for the body to heal. Few people know that those small feet are deeply connected to the kidneys, the organ that silently carries the body throughout life. Soaking your feet is actually soothing your kidneys, telling them, "Thank you, I am grateful that you are still working today." In traditional Chinese medicine, the feet are likened to a second heart. Hundreds of acupuncture points on the soles of your feet are directly connected to the liver, heart, and especially the kidneys. When you soak your feet in warm water around 104 degrees F, 38-40 degrees C, your blood vessels dilate. Your blood circulation improves. Oxygen-rich blood returns to nourish your kidney cells, helping them rest, recover, and regenerate. That is why after just 10 minutes of soaking your feet, you feel lighter, your heart beats slower, and sleep comes easily as if someone is gently lulling you to sleep. I remember Margaret, 72, who had high blood pressure and slightly increased creatinine. She laughed and said, "I was afraid of taking medicine. So I listened to my daughter and soaked my feet every night." At first, she just considered it a small habit, not expecting anything. But after a few months, she said, "It's strange, I sleep more deeply, and when I wake up in the morning, my body feels lighter. My legs are no longer numb, and my mind is more peaceful." Perhaps warm water not only softens the feet, but also softens the heart. In those minutes of soaking your feet, you listen to your body and the gentle breathing of your kidneys, which are gentle and patient all their lives. We spend our whole lives walking, running, walking through hundreds of paths, and our feet still silently carry us even though they are tired. Soaking your feet is our way of saying thank you to our feet and to our kidneys that filter every drop of blood to help us live. If you add a little Epsom salt or a few slices of fresh ginger, you are giving your body a natural therapy, reducing inflammation, lowering blood pressure, activating blood circulation, and helping the kidneys to clean out the remaining toxins of the day. Tonight, before going to bed, let warm water touch your skin. Let every drop of warmth seep through your heart, because sometimes taking care of your kidneys is not a complicated matter. It is just a small action: soaking your feet, breathing slowly, and being grateful. You cannot see your kidneys getting healthier overnight, but your body will thank you with gentle mornings, steady steps, and a heart that knows how to slow down enough to listen to itself. Perhaps all of us have had a habit like this. When the long day is about to end, we reward ourselves with a small cup of coffee, or sometimes a glass of red wine to relax and sleep easily. It sounds harmless, even elegant, but in fact at that time your kidneys are working the hardest. Caffeine and alcohol are both wake-up agents of the body's filtering system. They cause blood vessels to dilate irregularly, forcing the kidneys to excrete more water even when your body has already started to lose water after a long day. With each sip of coffee, each drop of alcohol, the amount of water in the blood decreases. The blood becomes thicker, and creatinine, the waste product the kidneys need to eliminate, begins to quietly increase. During the day, the kidneys can still endure, but at night, when the body needs to rest, they no longer have enough strength to recover. I once met an uncle named Henry, 68 years old, who used to be a mechanical engineer. He said, "I don't smoke, I don't eat salty food, I just have a bad habit. I have a small glass of wine every night to help me sleep." But then after a few years, the doctor said his creatinine level was high and his blood pressure was no longer stable. When he stopped drinking and replaced it with warm herbal tea, after just a few months, his kidney index returned to normal. He smiled, half regretfully, half gratefully. It turns out what I thought was relaxing was actually a burden to my own body. You see, sometimes we think we're pampering ourselves, but in fact we're making our bodies a little more tired every day. Your kidneys never complain, they just work silently, filtering every drop of blood, every toxin, every little consequence of those late-night cups of coffee or wine. So, give them a little love. Cut out coffee after 2 p.m., save alcohol for special occasions, and always remember, never drink on an empty stomach. Tonight, if you're planning on making a late-night cup of coffee, try replacing it with a cup of chamomile tea or warm water with ginger slices. Then sit down and listen to your heart rate slow down. It's not just a moment of relaxation, it's a silent thank you to your kidneys, because sometimes The simplest way to love your body is to stop at the right time, to let your kidneys rest, and to let yourself sleep peacefully without the sigh of fatigue. All day, our feet carry the weight of life. They walk, stand, carry us through thousands of steps, but rarely end when we stop to ask, are my legs tired today? Then at night, we just sit down, turn on the TV, and go to bed. The legs are still heavy, but the blood quietly flows to the feet, and the kidneys have to work harder to filter that tired blood. Did you know that if you just raise your legs above your heart for 10 minutes every night, your kidneys will breathe easier when the legs are raised? The blood and fluid stagnant in the lower part of the body begin to flow back to the heart, promoting better circulation, reducing swelling, and most importantly, the kidneys receive clean, oxygen-rich blood to filter more easily. No exercise, no machines, just a pillow or a few folded blankets. Gently place your feet on them, close your eyes, and let your body rebalance itself. I remember a lady named Janet, 65, who had mild leg swelling and elevated creatinine. She said, I used to think that my weak kidneys were due to old age and there was nothing I could do. But then I happened to see a doctor recommending leg elevation, so I tried it. And after just a few weeks, my leg swelling went down, I slept better, and I felt lighter in the morning. When she said that, I saw her eyes light up as if she had just found a simple but valuable secret. No need for medicine, no need for treatment, just proper rest. We think taking care of our health is a big deal, but sometimes it starts with a posture, a breath, or a minute of stopping. When you elevate your legs, you not only help your blood flow, but you are also telling your body, I understand, I've walked enough today, now rest. It's a rare moment in the day when everything slows down, and your kidneys, the silent organ that works, get a break with you. Tonight, before you turn off the lights, lie down, put your feet up, and let the blood flow where it needs to go, like a river returning to its source. Don't think of it as an exercise. Think of it as a thank you to the legs that have supported you all your life, and to the kidneys that have silently purified all your fatigue. Because sometimes to live healthier, we don't need to run faster. Just lift your feet and slow down a little. The human body is actually like a river. When we're young, that river flows strongly and flexibly. But as we get older, that water begins to slow down, sometimes getting clogged. Because we move less, stretch less, let our bodies flow less, and every time we keep our bodies still for too long, our kidneys, which need blood flow, also start to tire. You know, our kidneys don't just filter blood. They also depend on the circulation of our muscles, of our breath, of every little movement. When you stretch, when you turn your back or bend slightly, the blood is activated, the lymph flows, and waste products, creatinine, are removed from the tissues so that the kidneys can filter them more easily. The body is still for too long, like stagnant water. Just by stretching gently for 5-10 minutes every night, you help the river inside you start flowing again. I once met an uncle named Thomas, 73 years old. He had mild back pain, cramps, and was often tired. He said, I thought I was weak because of old age. There was nothing I could do. I showed him some simple stretching exercises, just rotating his wrists, bending down to touch his knees, taking deep breaths, and every night before bed. He did it for 10 minutes. 2 months later, he called back. My body is lighter, I sleep better, and my creatinine test is also lower. He smiled, saying something I still remember. I thought I was exercising, but I actually learned to love my body again. Our body doesn't need heavy exercises, it just needs to be touched gently with care. Stretching is not just exercise, it's a reminder to yourself that you're still alive, still taking care of the most precious thing, your health. Every time you stretch your back, stretch your shoulders, you help blood return to your kidneys, help your kidneys breathe better, and help your mind let go of the stress accumulated during the day. Tonight, before going to bed, turn off the lights, play some soft music, and stretch slowly as if you are opening each knot in your body. Breathe in, feel the fullness of life. Breathe out, let all the fatigue go away. Because when you move slightly, your kidneys are also smiling, as if to say, thank you for letting me breathe with you today. Have you ever experienced nights like this? It's late at night, everything is silent, just you and your eyes wide open, hearing your heart beat slowly, but sleep still doesn't come. Then the next morning, your body feels heavy as if carrying a rock, your head aches, and you think, it must be old age, everyone has insomnia. But in fact, every night you stay up all night, your kidneys don't get a break either. You know, during the day, the kidneys work like a non-stop filter. Filtering blood, removing toxins, regulating blood pressure. But only when you sleep deeply does the body really switch to repair mode. At that time, blood pressure drops, heart rate slows down, and the kidneys for the first time in a day get to rest, to breathe. If you sleep less than 6 hours, the kidneys are forced to continue working in a state of low energy, like a worker who has to work overtime without pay all night. Over time, creatinine increases. Blood pressure becomes unstable, and the body begins to lose its ability to heal itself. I remember a patient named Evelyn, 66 years old, who had been a nurse for more than 30 years. She was used to staying up late, sleeping only about 4 or 5 hours a night. When tested, the creatinine index increased, and she was very worried. I only told her one thing: don't try harder, let your body sleep. She meditated before bed, stopped watching the late night news, and tried to get into the habit of going to bed an hour earlier. 3 months later, she returned, her eyes brighter, her voice softer. I never thought sleep could change so much. Sleep, seemingly a small thing, is the body's most powerful free medicine. The human body has a silent intelligence. When you're awake, it serves you. When you're asleep, it heals you. Deep sleep not only rests the mind, but also the moment the kidneys cleanse themselves, eliminate toxins, restore cells, and regenerate energy for the new day. Every night without sleep is a day you take a little more strength from your kidneys. But every full night of sleep is a gentle thank you to your body. So tonight, turn off the lights a little earlier. Don't scroll through your phone, don't worry about things that haven't happened yet. Let the night be your body's own, so your heart can rest, your lungs can breathe, and your kidneys can rest. Sleep is not a waste of time, but a gratitude to your body, a way to say, thank you for being alive today and resting. And when you wake up tomorrow morning relieved, at peace, remember it was during that sleep that your kidneys were revived. Have you ever noticed, when you are sad, worried, or angry with someone for too long, your body also gets tired, your heart beats fast, you feel lethargic, and sometimes your back hurts, your waist feels heavy. People often say anger damages the liver, but few people know that worry nests in the kidneys. Because the kidneys are where human life energy is stored, and every time you are stressed, scared, or hurt, that energy is depleted a little bit. When you are worried or angry, your body releases the hormones cortisol and adrenaline. These two substances cause blood vessels to constrict, blood pressure to increase, and blood flow to the kidneys, where a steady flow is needed, is significantly reduced. Like that, the kidneys have to work in a state of oxygen deficiency, like you are trying to work in a stuffy room without windows. Over time, that fatigue is not only in the mind, but also deeply engraved in every cell. I remember an aunt named Helen, 70 years old, who had just lost her husband over a year ago and said that she always felt heavy in the back, tired in the waist. When she went for a checkup, the doctor said her kidney function had slightly decreased. I asked, "Are you very sad?" She was silent, tears streaming down her face, and said, "I thought I was strong, but inside I still feel cold, like I have lost my support." We did not talk about medicine. I just advised her to learn to breathe slowly, take a light walk in the morning sun, and write down things to be grateful for every night. 3 months later, she came back, smiling gently. I no longer dream of him crying, and the doctor said my kidney index has stabilized. You see, the body and the soul are never separate. When the mind is at peace, the blood pressure is low. When the mind is at peace, the kidneys are at peace. You don't have to go far to find peace. Just sit down, take a deep breath, and say to yourself, it's going to be okay. Because sometimes kidney healing doesn't come from medicine, but from a moment of quiet in your soul. Tonight, before you go to sleep, don't bring today's worries to bed. Leave them outside the door, because inside your kidneys need quiet to be revived. Let your breathing slow down. Let your mind stop drifting to the past or the future. There's just you, this moment, and the steady breathing of life. When your mind is calm, your kidneys will thank you with peace, resilience, and longevity. Many of us have the same habit. Before going to bed, take a vitamin pill, a calcium pill, or a liver or kidney supplement pill. Then smile and think, it's good for your health, what's the problem? But you know, the moment you go to bed is when your kidneys are looking forward to a rest. And that pill makes it work overtime all night. Anything you take, whether it's medicine, vitamin, or dietary supplement, must go through the liver and kidneys to metabolize and filter out the excess. During the day, when the body is awake, blood circulation is strong. The kidneys can handle this amount of substance. But at night, when the biological rhythm decreases, the blood filtration rate slows down, and everything you take in before bed becomes a burden, forcing the kidneys to work in the dark. That's why many people feel more tired even though they take tonic pills, because the body doesn't get a real rest. I once had a patient named Linda, 62 years old. She had mild osteoporosis, so every night she took calcium and multivitamin pills before bed. When she was checked, her creatinine was high, even though she ate a very healthy diet. I advised her to change her habits, taking these pills in the morning after meals. 3 months later, her kidney index returned to normal. She told me with a relieved voice, "I didn't expect that. Just by changing the time of taking the medicine, my kidneys would be healthier." Sometimes it's not what you take, but when you take it, that matters. The body, like people, everyone needs time to rest, to breathe, to regenerate energy. Your kidneys don't need too many supplements. They just need a good night's sleep, a glass of warm water, and some time without being disturbed. If you love your body, let your kidneys rest with you. Don't force them to work when everything else is quiet. Tonight, before you pick up your medicine or supplement, ask yourself, am I helping my body or am I making it tired? Choose to love your body with understanding and gentleness, because sometimes one pill taken at the right time is worth more than 100 pills taken at the wrong time. Let the night be your own sleep, and let your kidneys rest like a loyal friend of yours. The body's last. Every night before going to bed, we often rub our face, wash our hair, apply cream to our skin. But there is one place that most of us forget: the waist area, where the kidneys are still working silently, filtering every drop of blood, keeping us alive every day. Have you ever put your hands on it and whispered, "Thank you for being patient with me today"? The kidneys are located on both sides of the spine, right in the waist area. An area that is very susceptible to cold circulatory congestion, especially for the elderly, people who often sit for long periods of time or have insomnia. Just gently massage this area for 5-10 minutes before going to bed. The blood will circulate better, the body temperature will increase naturally, and the kidneys will be warm to recover after a day of work. It's like you are using your hands to awaken the healing energy inside. I once met an old lady named Susan, 75 years old, living alone. She had chronic back pain and mild kidney failure. Once I asked, "Have you ever massaged your lower back?" She smiled and shook her head. "I massage my legs, my shoulders, but I have never thought about that area." I instructed her every night before going to bed to gently rub her lower back in a circle with both hands, warming it up while breathing slowly. 3 weeks later, she called me, her voice full of surprise. "I sleep better when I wake up in the morning. My back is warm, my body is light, and strangely I feel like I am hugging my own body." I smiled, because that is the secret of healing, not from medicine but from grateful hands and listening to the body. This body has been with us all our lives, has endured, has carried, has been silent for too long. Yet often we only remember to take care of the outside world, while inside, where the heart, the kidneys, the soul resides, we forget. Massaging the lumbar region is not just a physical act. It is a small ritual of gratitude, a way to say to the body, "I used to make you suffer, but now I will take care of you with tenderness." Tonight, before going to bed, take a few minutes for yourself. Let your hands touch that area of your back slowly, warmly. Take a deep breath, exhale, and imagine sending love to the place where your kidneys rest. Because sometimes healing does not come from what we drink or eat, but from the tenderness we give ourselves. When you learn to soothe your body with love, your kidneys will not only be healthier, but will also thank you, because finally, you have learned to listen to the quietest voice in your body. The body doesn't need perfection, it just needs to be treated with love. If you've followed this far, perhaps somewhere in your heart, like me, you've started to learn how to care for your body. Learn to listen to the small signals that we often ignore. We've gone through 11 simple habits together. From a glass of warm water, slow breathing, deep sleep, to a gentle back rub at the end of the day. Each of those small habits, seemingly insignificant, but they are silently helping your kidneys breathe, rest, and come back to life. The kidney is an organ that is rarely mentioned. It doesn't beat like the heart, doesn't breathe like the lungs. It just works in silence, day after day, filtering every drop of blood, carrying every toxin, without ever complaining, without demanding, without protesting. Until one morning we feel tired, and the doctor says, "Your creatinine is a bit high." Only then do we suddenly realize our body has been exhausted for a long time. But you know, it's never too late to start over. Just change little by little. A glass of warm water before bed, a slow, gentle breath, an early night, an evening without coffee, without worries, and a grateful hand gently touching the waist. Every little thing is a thank you to your kidney, loyal friends who have been with you since the day you were born and will be there until your last breath. I have met many sick people. They cry, they regret, they say, "I wish I had listened to my body sooner." And I have seen many others, they change, with small things like foot baths, deep breathing, enough sleep. And a few months later they tell me with a gentle smile, "Not only do I feel healthier, but I also feel more peaceful." And I believe that peace is the most powerful medicine in the world. Don't wait until your body speaks to you before you start loving it. Don't wait until your kidneys are weak before you find a way to save them. Start today with small but sincere things, because health doesn't come from hospitals, but from loving choices every day. Tonight, when you put your hand on your back, close your eyes and smile. Say softly, "Thank you for being with me all my life." And who knows, in that moment, your kidneys are smiling, too peaceful and grateful. We can't turn back time, but we can start over with a good night's sleep, a slow breath, and a grateful heart. Just 5 minutes every night, you can help your kidneys breathe more easily by warming the lumbar region. No oil, no medicine, just the warmth of your own hands. Sit comfortably, rub your hands together quickly until they feel warm. Then gently press them on your back at the waist, behind the navel. Hold for a few seconds, then rub in a clockwise direction, just like that, slowly, warmly, without rushing. You will feel a gentle flow of air spreading from your hands through your skin and then deeper inside. That is when the blood begins to circulate better, and your kidneys, after a whole day's work, breathe out easily. I remember an old lady named Mary, 74 years old. She had a cold back, frequent urination at night, and restless sleep. I instructed her on just one small movement, warming her back every night for 5 minutes before going to bed. 3 weeks later, she called back. I slept for 6 hours straight, and when I woke up in the morning, I felt much lighter. I didn't expect such a simple method to be so effective. In traditional medicine, the back is the gateway to the kidneys. When the back is healthy kidneys. When the back is cold, the kidneys become weaker. Warmth not only helps dilate blood vessels, improving blood circulation, but also activates the body's self-healing energy. If you want to be more effective, try placing a warm compress about 40 degrees C on your back for 10 minutes before bed. Not too hot, just enough to feel comfortable. Then lie still, breathe deeply, feel the warmth spread throughout your body. It's not just about taking care of your body, it's also a ritual of loving yourself. Our bodies, especially our kidneys, don't ask for much. They just need to be treated gently, to be listened to be warmed, and to rest. Tonight, before you go to sleep, try placing your hand on your back and whisper, "Thank you for being here today, still quietly keeping me alive in silence." Because sometimes, kidney care is not with medicine.